Hello everybody, Into the Radius 2 is out, but Into the Radius 1 is looking better than ever because Into the Radius 2, it could be a little bit better right now. I'm sure it's gonna get better soon, but it needs to sit in the oven a little bit longer before it's done cooking. Anyways, here's a quick little video on different loadouts and how to maximize your greed. How you can maximize what you have in your backpack so that you can bring home as many goodies and trinkets as possible. I would like to demonstrate a few loadouts and then get into some more details after that. This first loadout I like to call the basics. And honestly, you don't even need this. I guess you could kind of get away with that. Actually, my bad. This is the basics. 2.2 kilograms. Like, genuinely, you can survive off of this. I mean, you really don't need the regen or health injector since there's places to sleep all around the map. And of course, you know, this is a shooter game. You're always going to need the blick. Actually, yeah, now it's better. I managed to shave off something. About 1/10 of a kilogram. Worth it. That means I can hold like an extra grenade or something. Hey, that's money. That's optimization. You know, you could say, oh, I could have one more of this. I could have a little bit more of that. But before you know it, if you keep doing that, you're gonna have 10 kilograms more things. You know, sometimes you gotta step over pennies if you want to make $1. But this is just absolute basics. Honestly, highly recommend going with more than that. Like, at least an extra magazine. And honestly, one health injector is gonna do you very well to have one of these. Now, this next one here is what I like to call the realistic bare minimum. Still only 12 kilograms, which, you know, we can definitely go lighter than this, but this is like the realistic bare minimum. Now, one thing that you don't take into account much is the guns and attachments. Now, actually just bringing a lighter gun with you, like for instance, this is a very heavy gun right here, especially with all the attachments. I can get rid of that, pick up a lighter gun, and I just shaved 2 kilograms off my total weight. So gun, very important. I'll talk a little bit more about that later. But this is just a placeholder right now because this is what I'm using at the current moment. This is basically the bare minimum. Always want to bring one of these since you can get lots and lots of cash with one of these. Everything you might need out in the wilderness. Also, you might be able to get rid of those if you're brave. However, you should remember that you don't always need a gun. You can play this game without a gun. You don't have to shoot everything. You can just run really fast. You know, you can be a pacifist, kind of. And that leaves you so much space for so many little goodies and trinkets and doodads. So this next loadout is what I like to call the true bare minimum. I mean, like, what more can you ask for, really? Now, another very useful strategy is to dangle all your stuff on the outside of your backpack. So then you can take all the trash that you find, say you find like a crap ton of grenades, you just shove it in the middle, and then boom, and then leave, and then you can sort it out later. Time passes by a lot quicker out in the radius than it does over here. But more importantly, over here is like safe, so you can sort everything out here very easily without worry of getting shot at. Plus, it's also just better for organization. You don't want things smashed together that are important that you want to grab in a hurry. So you just put all the stuff that you don't really need right in the center and dangle everything on the outside. Now, the loadout that I am holding / wearing is what I would like to call overkill. Helmet, jacket, 2 knives, and what I'd like to call a COD loadout, where you have both a rifle and a sniper. Do not do this. Just shoot with the rifle from a long distance, or use the sniper rifle at short distance. They're still gonna work. I know if you're worried about this scope right here getting in the way, boom. There, now you have a CQC rifle. Like, this is being over-prepared. You don't need a stuffed animal to snuggle with. You really don't need that many of these when you should really be using the hideouts to sleep in so you can save money. You don't need an extra magazine for the extra rifle. Like, especially, do not fill this slot. You can, like, guns are a very good source of income. You want to be able to carry them without actually physically carrying them, because that's annoying. Also, don't bring food. Really don't go through that much food. Just bring cigarettes. They're very light and much tastier. 2 magazines? Just bring 1 magazine for your main rifle. I find personally that I don't ever need more than 2 magazines. You can quickly swap between them if you need it, but having an extra one after that, I've just never used them if I bring an extra one. So you don't. And then you save a little bit of room, which is the whole point of this video. One thing that is kind of extra, you don't really need it, but I highly recommend bringing it, is a roll of paper and a ramrod. Having one of these out with you can save you so much money in spray, because if you never let your gun get to a point where it needs to be sprayed, then you'll never have to spray it. And you know, once you buy these, you never have to pay again. They never run out. I mean, the spray, they do sometimes last a while, but honestly, especially in PC where the gun cleaning mechanics is just aids, I don't ever want to scrub down a gun. On standalone, which most people are playing this game on, it's honestly perfectly fine. But in PC, scrubbing down a gun can take like a solid 3 minutes. It is like a serotonin detox, just sitting there wiggling your wrists. So if you bring these two things, which together weigh barely anything, less than a kilogram, much less than a kilogram, less than half a kilogram, furthermore, it'll save you a lot of money in the future, which is kind of the whole point of this, you know, having more space in your backpack available for stuff so that you can make more money. This will help you save money. And remember, every penny saved is a penny earned or some shit like that. Now next, I want to talk about weapon attachments. I said I would talk about it, so now I am. Just put suppressors on it. You really don't need all the random stuff on it. Like the laser, the sight, the flashlight, all good to have, but not at all necessary. Iron sights are gonna get you through the day. I only ever use iron sights on my pistol. I sometimes use sights on my rifles in case they suck, like with the Scar. Get if you're using a sniper rifle, you might want to use a sniper scope. But like a laser and a flashlight, not needed. Not needed at all. The only reason I have a flashlight on this is because I had a mod that made the lighting way different and it was actually being used. And then the laser, I only have this so that I can use this for CQC instead of just my pistol. Speaking of pistol, I never bring any ammo with me anymore. What you want to do is you want to get a pistol like the GH something here, GSH-18. This thing uses 9x18, which is the same ammo from a starting gun. And you can find this ammo all throughout the radius. So I just don't bring ammo with me, and I just use ammo that I found. Not only does that mean I'm saving on ammo, but it also means that I'm just leaving with less stuff. Now, I understand you can't do that with all guns, especially not guns that are super late game, like the FAL here. I think I found a total of 6 bullets for this gun throughout my over 100 hours of playing this game. Well over 100 hours. So much time wasted. Furthermore, things that you really shouldn't take with you. 1. More than 1 pack of cigarettes. You find cigarettes everywhere. You really just don't need all that. You don't need to smoke that much. Food. Use cigarettes instead. They're much lighter and much cheaper as well. However, they do take a lot longer to chew through them to remove the same amount of hunger from your stamina bar. However, in what case are you going to need to recover all of your stamina bar? Only if you sleep for like a full day out in one of the encampments. But why would you do that? A flashlight. I can't recommend this either. The only reason I even have this is because, like I said earlier, I have a mod that severely limits the amount of visible light. So this is actually useful in that case. But in the normal base game, furthermore, only bring the amount of magazines that you need. Do not bring extra magazines. I said this earlier. Just don't need them. Just use less. Like, it is very, very possible in this game to just use less. You don't need to shoot everything. Furthermore, you don't even need to use bullets to kill everything. You can use knives, and you find knives everywhere. One thing that I have found is that bringing very little healing items with me means that I absolutely, if I do get low on health, then I absolutely have to make it to one of these spots where I can sleep it off. And that genuinely saves me money. It can be annoying and frustrating sometimes, but it does genuinely save you a lot of money because those syringes are very expensive and sleeping very, very cheap. Obviously, if you're not going to have fun while doing that, don't do it. The least productive thing you can do in this game is not play it. The #1 rule of being a pirate: have fun. Other things I don't recommend you take with you: sparklers, binoculars, or flares. All these things, straight up useless. You kind of find these two a lot in the radius anyway. If you're going to use them, just look for them. They're not hard to find. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. That's all I got left to say. Goodbye.